not
No.
porn.
Well, just Carlos, just tell me a story how you fucking got naked. It's that one story, that crazy bitch.
Okay, so during high school, during the beginning of freshman year, I remember there was a girl that I was really into, and I decided to take the chance and ask her if she wanted to go out. She said yes. And so what ended up happening was me and this girl, we started dating for a while, and then eventually, you know, she wanted to, do a little something something, so we went back to her place, and, I was kind of in and out with her folks, meaning that they were cool with me, but at the same time they weren't. They were going to go out to have dinner with friends, and so it was pretty much just me and her. We went up into her room, we started making out, doing the usual, and then eventually I noticed her hooking something around my arm, and then I hear a clicking sound, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I realized that I'm wearing like these fuzzy handcuffs, and they weren't even hers. They were her mom's, and I was like, oh wow, great. I was like, even fucking better. And so I was like, you know what? If you're into this, I can try to get into it. So we started making out even more. And then next thing I know, she starts dressing up in this fucking kind of latex dominatrix looking ass fucking outfit with the fucking whip. And I'm like, okay, I think this is going a little bit too far. And then pretty much we ended up having sex. It wasn't my first time losing my virginity, but it was the worst way to lose it.
Hey,
Did
what you get, Carlos, still diving in
did you
there, aren't you?
cry?
Oh, oh
Did you
my
When,
god.
cry?
when she fucking whipped me, yes, I did because it fucking hurt. And so she was going all over. Like I'm telling you right now, dude, my hips were on fire. Like I was like, you know what? I think it's time to take a break. But no, she didn't. No, she wanted to continue. She didn't want to stop. All of a sudden, we hear the garage door opening, and I'm like, fuck! And I'm like, get me out of these fucking handcuffs. Your parents are home. She was like, oh no, freaking, I'm supposed to be in bed, and she leaves the room, and I'm like, I thought this was your room. She was like, no, this is freaking. I think she said like either her other sister's room or the guest bedroom. So I went, fuck, and so I had to fucking break the fucking bed frame because these bed frame had like these little metal rod things, right? They were very, old and freaking
Yeah.
skinny. So I was able to just fucking yank it out. And so
Oh.
I still had these fucking handcuffs on me. She didn't give me the fucking key, so I still had them on me, and I was butt ass naked. I couldn't bring any of my clothes with me because I didn't know where she fucking, put them. Because they weren't on the ground. And so my guess was she took them with her. And so I had to fucking open up the window, and by the time they went inside, I had to fucking jump off butt ass naked onto her lawn and start running. The one thing that I'm
Dude,
thankful for was I was able to grab my phone because my phone
Carlos,
was in the room because I left it there.
dude, you were full on like
I
you had
grabbed my
only your
phone,
under.
and if you're
You have
wondering how far did I run, I ran fucking 2 blocks until I stopped and I was like, okay, this is good enough. And I was forced to call my father, whom I said,
Jesus, dude, you
I need
ran
a
so
ride.
naked,
And my
like
dad says, my
damn,
dad
bro.
goes, it's like,
You look.
it's like freaking 9 o'clock. Where the hell are you? I was with the girl. My dad, of course, right on, son. That's how you do it. And the next thing I know, I basically tell him, it's not what you think. I need a ride. I'm butt ass naked and I'm hiding in a bush. And he went, oh mother. And then after that, he fucking hung up. And then after that, he texted me, what's the address? I texted him the address. I waited
Google it.
about 5 minutes, and he fucking came. Worst thing was he came with pajamas. He came with he basically came to me with these plaid freaking PJs and underwear. I just put them on like in the middle of
Carlos,
the fucking
your
street.
dad has like sort of a same humor like you, doesn't he? Right?
I mean, my dad is a fucking legend. He fucking banged a 22-year-old when he was fucking 16.
Oh damn, dude, what a
Wow.
fucking legend.
That's kind of like straight up from Animal
And
House.
if you think he's a legend now, when he banged that 22-year-old, that 22-year-old bragged to her friends and he banged them as well.
Awesome.
Again?
Must be a threesome.
Damn, I wish I was a girl. Now,
what the fuck?
You're
Anyways,
fucking weird,
me
dude.
and my dad are driving back to the house. I'm like, does mom know? And he was like, don't worry, son. I've been in your situation before. We'll just say that you were at a sleepover, but you didn't want to stay there. And I was like, good enough. And we just sat quietly through that whole entire car ride. It was awkward as fuck.
Did you eat something?
Did I eat something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
McDonald's
No.
or
yeah,
something.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
ain't.
mean,
No. As soon as I got home, freaking, my mom was asleep. My sisters were asleep. My dad was like, just go to sleep. And I was like, okay. And so I just went to bed. And as I was lying there, I was still picturing that I was still handcuffed. And by the way, the handcuffs, they were never removed. They were still on me until the morning because I completely forgot about them, and so did my dad.
Oh yeah.
And so when my mom
isn't the
came to
part,
wake
isn't
me
it
up,
the part like
and
you
when
have to,
my
like, your
mom
dad?
came to fucking wake me up because apparently I was sleeping in, I had my hands underneath the fucking covers because I felt them. I was like, oh shit, I still got them on. And so later on, when my mom was in the kitchen making stuff, I went to my dad's garage and I had to get out the fucking, what do you call it? Like this fucking tool. I forget what you call it, but it easily removes fucking, steel
Chains.
and stuff like that. It's like these chain cutters or whatever you call it.
I think it is a chain cutter.
Bolt
Yeah,
cutters.
it's like this. Yeah, I think that's what it was, bolt cutters or whatever. And so I just got rid of the handcuffs and I threw them away. And then later on, the funny thing was later on during that day, she fucking texted me and was wondering if I still had the handcuffs on me because, the parents were freaking out because they couldn't find them. And I was like, yeah, I fucking threw them away. She was like, why would you do that? And I was like, because you wouldn't give me the fucking keys. And I was like, and you know what? Let's stop seeing each other from now on because I think this relationship, it's not going to work out. And then I basically dumped her over the text. The end.
Ah, Carlos. You never told me about how you end up being naked in the alleyway. Yeah, I still want to hear that story.
Oh, you mean the one in Mexico?
Yeah, you're in Mexico.
Man, I wish they put that turn into a movie.
Okay, so the one in Mexico, my uncle was getting married because he's originally from the U.S. He was getting married to this one Mexican female. Why? Because of family matter, kind of thing. It's like, this like kind of one family
Right.
with another family in Mexico, and so they basically offered my uncle, who was the second or third son, and so they, offered him a marriage and stuff like that. And this woman already had a child, and just let you know, he was the same age as me at the time, and we're both like freaking 15, 16. And so when we went to that party, we were drinking hard. And if you're wondering, was there any beer? Fuck no. There was only tequila, and guess what? Tequila. That's all there was.
You know, you drink hard in Mexico.
Oh yeah, they drink hard in fucking Mexico, my guy. Like that's the fucking motherland right there. Anyways, I
Hey.
remember because my, my family members like, hey, freaking, freaking Carlos, like, come here, get a drink with us, get a shot. And I was like, I shouldn't be drinking, I'm underage. But in Mexico, it doesn't matter what age you are, you can still drink. And I'm looking at my little cousins who are like fucking 8 years old drinking tequila. They're like, hey, viva la Mexico! And I was like, fuck it, I'll have a shot. Have another one. Fuck it, why not?
I
Have a
already
third
love
one.
Mexico.
Whoa, fuck yeah, I love Mexico. 12 shots of tequila and I'm fucking wasted. The only memory that I have was I was I was just fucking just walking around the place, just screaming, just yelling, freaking Viva la Mexico, freaking, mi corazón, freaking Mexico. I'm basically saying that I love Mexico. Mexico is, the love of my life. It is my heart and stuff like that. Like, all this fucking bullshit. And then I black out, and the next thing I know, I wake up in an alley and I'm butt ass naked. And apparently, and my guess was I got fucking robbed while I was blackout drunk. I was left in the alleyway. Not gonna lie, for a split second, I was like, did I get raped? I felt no pain in my butthole, so I was like, alright, my butthole virginity is still intact.
That's your Wawa robbed you.
Rigo, got any questions about us?
Nope, I am good.
Oh, you know something funny? I am in the same way. Like, I went to Mexico like 3 times.
I'm
I
telling
think
you
it was
right
like
now, this
five
was the
years.
first time that I went to Mexico and I got fucking blacked out drunk.
And
Oh,
rape.
you know something
I've been to
funnier?
Mexico 4 times in total.
You know something
I
funny?
have not touched alcohol since I was in Mexico. Those
Hey,
other 4 times.
dude, you know something funny?
What's funny?
When I was in Mexico, I went to a bar, then I went to this karaoke one, and then I pumped my phone, and I pumped the German national anthem, and they were just staring at me. It was like, I don't know how you say Spanish to German, but they got so confused, like, uh-oh, is that a
Oh
little
no,
offensive?
they're probably staring at you like they're probably staring at you thinking you're a retard.
Most likely, yes.
Yeah, it's like I was a little bit drunk, like, so like I put the Russian anthem song, like, uh-oh,
USSR.
yo. It was like, come on, you guys love the anthem, and then I throw up.
Man,
You never put like, does anyone speaks Russian or German?
the one thing that I
Jesus.
find funny was I remember during like my senior thing when I went to a senior party, I did hook up with a couple of girls and I did sleep in somebody's house, which I have no idea whose it was. I don't know. I just slept with some bitch, and I remember I'm going to my buddy
Wait,
Ray.
wait,
My buddy
I remember. I know the one song in German. I think it was called Erica.
Erica.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard of that.
It's a
Oh yeah, what
German
was your
song.
Carlos?
Uh,
What were you in your story?
There's a name
oh,
after a
Uh,
tiger tank.
oh, my story. Oh, fucking. I remember freaking after I hooked up with a couple of girls at the senior party. For like you know how every graduation thing they always hold like some dude always holds like a senior party at their house. Why? Because their
yeah.
parents are fucking gone, right? Fucking it was this one dude's house. I don't remember. I don't even know who the fuck this guy was. I wasn't even friends with them, and yet everybody was invited, all the seniors.
Oh, it's
And
kind of like Project X.
I remember my buddy was there, even though that he doesn't drink,
Oh.
and he doesn't like parties that much. He still went. Why? Because it was a senior party. So I'm like, yo, dude, tonight I'm gonna help you get your dick wet. He was like, I'm not into men. And I was like, shut the fuck up. That's not what I mean. And I'm like, you are gonna get pussy tonight, my friend. All right. And so I remember just being wasted. Here's the thing, I was on beer. So I remember everything. When it comes to drinking beer, I remember everything. When it comes to strong drinks like whiskey, tequila, vodka, wine, hell, even fucking white wine, I forget everything. I just black out. Anyways, not the subject. I remember standing on the table going, yo, senior girls, freaking my buddy here, my buddy right here, best, fucking dude there is. Oh, and I literally just shouted this guy will make your pussy wet. And two girls approached him, two fucking girls, and they're like, oh, he is quite handsome after all. And they started touching him all over. Some of them started kissing him in his cheek. He looked at me, and I remember just seeing like a glimmer in his eye as if, thank you. And then him and the girls went upstairs. And I was pretty much just like with another beer in my hand. I'm like, my boy's getting laid tonight. He's about to lose his virginity. Everybody was fucking ecstatic, just cheering him on. Then I remember freaking 5 to 10 minutes later, the girls come down and they have vomit on them. And I'm like, why do they have vomit? And then I'm like, no. So I went upstairs. My buddy who threw up all over this like freaking bed. I wasn't even sure if it was the actual dude's bed or if it was like his parents' bed or guest room. He threw up everywhere. He was like, "Oh my god, I vomited in their mouth when we were making out, man. I vomited in this one girl's pussy, man." And I remember I'm trying my hardest not to laugh because as a good friend, cannot laugh. I wanted to laugh so hard because I'm like, who fucking vomits when they're making out with a girl, or worse, when he's eating a girl out and he's vomiting in her pussy? I'm like, that is the funniest thing anybody can ever do, it is so hard not to laugh at that. At the
That's
same
even worse.
time,
Get a hangover.
That sounds
know-
weird, man. What the?
yeah. And then here's the thing. I'm trying to calm him down, and then freaking all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we hear the fucking police sirens. And then freaking some dude grabbed a bottle, threw it on the ground, and yelled "scatter." 5-0. I immediately knew what that was. So I'm like, buddy, we have to get you the fuck out of here right now. I may be drunk, but don't worry. This Mexican will get us away from the cops. Why?
This
Because my
Mexican?
people were born to do that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
They know how to
dragging my
escape.
buddy who's fucking wasted. If you're wondering how wasted was he only had 2 beers. He was a fucking lightweight. Anyways, I'm dragging this dude. We're going in the laundry room. I'm seeing like an upper, like kind of balcony looking window thing, and drunk me was like, oh no, I can't open it. So I break the fucking window, put a blanket over the freaking shattered glass, and I'm like, all right, buddy, you go first. You go first. And I remember these cops were going in with, freaking, just like busting in, grabbing people, freaking, getting them, in handcuffs and stuff like that. And fucking one cop tried grabbing my leg, right? But thank God it was a woman, no offense to any female police officers, but she didn't have a good grip. And so I basically just,
Is she blonde or brunette?
I believe she was blonde.
Thank God.
If memory serves right, I believe she was blonde. And so me and my buddy are running. We're hopping over neighbors' fences after fences after fences. After the 4th fence, we both throw up on their lawn, and then we keep going. And if you're wondering, why would you throw up? Think about it. You're doing exercise, climbing over fences after fences after fences after fences, over neighbors' fucking backyards. Of course you're going to throw up eventually, because you're pretty much getting yourself a hell of a workout. And then eventually, fucking me and him, we just start running to his place because his house was closer. And so as soon as we got to his house, it was, of course, it was his 2 dads, which they were fucking cool with. They're like, where did you boys go this late evening? And I was like, we went to a party and we had a blast.
Wait, 2 dads?
Yeah, yeah, my buddy had 2 dads.
Wait. How?
What do you mean? Both, like, okay, so his dad was gay, right? Even though he was married to his mom, but then he was like, I want a divorce. And so the guy was like, okay. And so the girl was like, okay, fine, we'll have a divorce. And so they divorced. And so his dad ended up freaking, having him in his house basically because of the custody thing. And he started dating this one freaking Mexican guy, even though his dad was a fucking whitey. Anyways. And then his mom out of the picture. She didn't want anything to do with the husband or the child, and so she basically bailed. She still pays child support, but other than that, though, she doesn't want to see him. Wants nothing to do with them. Anyways, back to the topic. The freaking gay Mexican dad was like, where did you boys go this evening? Other gay dad, yeah, where did you boys go? And if you're wondering why I'm making them sound the exact same as like a fucking feminine guy would, that's because they both were super flamboyant. Anyways, I was like, your boy just lost his virginity and he's now a man, and we just fucking had a hell of a time. Oh my God, our son is a man, kind of shit. And I remember just thinking, fucking gay people, man. Why do they have to make things so fucking...
Complicated?
What's the term?
Complicated? Or gay?
Not complicated,
Awkward.
but take out the excitement. They took out the excitement of me trying to celebrate my boy losing his virginity.
You basically drained or hollowed.
Party poopers. That's what I'm gonna call them. Anyways. They're like, well, in case you boys need something, freaking, let us know. And you can stay the night, alright, if you want. And I was like, thanks, appreciate it, I'll let my folks know. And then my buddy was like, yeah, there's one thing that I'm gonna need. I rushed over to the garbage can and I brought it to him and he threw up. And he was like, never mind. And he was throwing up and they were like, did you boys drink?
No.
Maybe a little.
Sorry.
But don't worry. We drink moderately. Okay, how
And
many did you
fashionably.
have? And I was like, oh, your son drank moderately. He only had 2, but yet he's a fucking lightweight. What about you? Oh, fucking, I don't remember. That's how much I drank. And they're like, well, you're gonna have one hell of a bad hangover, so, you know, in the morning we'll prepare something for you. And so I'm like, thanks. Because I'll admit, even though that fucking, the atmosphere
Right.
there was like awkward and stuff like that, but I'm gonna tell you right now, when it comes to gay people, they are
They're
great at cooking.
they're
It's like a
Especially when it
stereo.
comes to breakfast.
That's like
Yeah.
a stereotype.
I mean,
That is a
my,
stereo,
Car-
but for
I mean,
most dads,
Carlos,
it
my
was
brother,
true.
my
They,
Carlos,
Gay people.
my
like,
dude,
one
my
dad baked while the other one grilled. Like, I'm telling you right now, like, one would basically use the kitchen oven / stove, and the other one would grill. And I'm telling you right now, it was the best. Anyways,
I mean, I'm
and if you're
Carlos,
wondering who was the one that was grilling, the gay Mexican dads. Why? Because Mexicans love barbecues. Anyways,
That's a
say that's a winning-
stereotype too.
But it sounds like
But
a
it's
positive
true.
combo.
I
Sounds
mean,
like one hell of
shit,
a
I'm
combo.
one of those Mexican. Like, here's the thing, I do cook using the oven and the stovetop, but when it comes to grilling, oh, dude, I love to grill. Oh, I love anything to do with the freaking grill. The only thing that I hate is one of those fucking electrical type of grills. You better get that shit out of my way before I break it. Unless it's propane or coal,
propane
like,
accessories,
I'm gonna touch that.
propane
If it's
accessories.
electrical, get that fucking shit out of my face. But yeah, that was basically the story of how my buddy lost his virginity, threw up in a girl's pussy, threw up in a girl's mouth while he was making out with her, and how we almost got captured by the cops, but we escaped.
Carlos, you have a very interesting life. Random shit happens to you.
No, it's either because I don't live in a good neighborhood, or because my friends get me into trouble.
Dude, you really need to meet Kevin, because Kevin tells stories that sound crazy like this at this point. You guys are like twins at this point.
I mean,
Yeah,
things happen
except
to
how
me.
Yeah, except how it
Things-
ends for him, it's usually bloody. When it's for him, it's usually...
Dude, remember Kevin said he got in a gunfight and we thought he was bullshit and he literally showed us a gun wound on his leg?